What is neglecting self-care really costing you? Think about it. I know that's a hard question, but we're going to get to it. First, I want to welcome you to the Break Room, a weekly gathering for Black women nurses who want to go from perpetual self sacrifice to prioritizing self care. And I am your host, Deetra Dennis, the self care coach for nurses. And this is a space for nurses who value, honor, and invest in the full circle well being of their most valuable patient, themselves. If that's you, welcome in. And if you are not a nurse, it is okay. Even though my heart is with the Black women nurses, my heart is here for you as well. So you're invited and welcome to be here with us so that you can pause, reflect, and be nourished. So let's get right into it. I know this one is a little tough, but it's okay. Hang in there with me. We're in here together. So we're talking about what every nurse should know about the cost of neglecting self-care. Can I say that one more time? What every nurse should know about the cost of neglecting self-care. You know, we're taught to just push through, right? Push through without caring for ourselves. And we do that day in and day out. And the cost of doing that is very steep and is very costly. It's the fatigue, it's the mistakes, it's the chronic illnesses. And a study in the Journal of Nursing Administration found that nurse fatigue is linked to more errors and decreased patient safety. And then the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics showed that over 50% of American nurses report suboptimal mental and physical health. Even going a little further, there was a peer-reviewed quantitative study of 472, that's 472 female nurses who self-reported their health habits, their physical activity, their BMI, and chronic disorders. And the results were 5.7% living with cardiovascular disorders, and then 6.4% living with gastrointestinal disorders, and 41.5% living with being overweight or obese. And then 36% report no recreational physical activity. That's very heavy and that's very costly. But the thing is, that is brought to our awareness, and awareness is the beginning of change. So it doesn't have to stay that way. We can create a new narrative, right? We can. And so when you understand the risk, it becomes easier to prioritize self-care, and that is self-care without guilt. And so as we think about awareness as the beginning of change, it's the action that is the power to create transformation. So I want to share with you 3 ways to avoid the cost of neglect. You in there with me? I know this one is a little tough because it's like looking in a mirror, and sometimes that's hard to do, but it's okay. It is okay. You know, the eyes are the windows of the soul. So that is, we're talking to ourselves so that we can begin that transformation in transforming to taking care of ourselves, prioritizing our self-care. All right. So again, the first one is recognize the risks, the fatigue, the errors, the illness. And let me ask you this. If you were to complete a biometric screening or to complete a health risk assessment, what would be your results? Again, awareness is the beginning of change. So, recognizing what are your risks? Okay. Then, number two, let's reframe self care as essential. Let's put on a new pair of glasses. Let's look at it through a different lens. Again, saying that it's essential, not optional. From the statistics that we mentioned above, no longer can we put self care on the back burner. It is very necessary to prioritize self care. Can you agree with me on that? Yes, yes. And then lastly, take one proactive step to protect your well being. We said awareness is the beginning of change, and then action is the power to create transformation. And so, this is where you protect your well being. You honor your most valuable patient. You, you deserve it, and you are worth it. So, again, 3 ways to avoid the cost of neglect of self care: by recognizing your risk, reframing self care as essential, and then taking one proactive step this week. This week. Don't prolong it any further. This week, take one proactive step to protect your well being. And one of those steps could be enrolling in From Superwoman to Self Care Masterclass. It's a free class. You'll receive one continuing education hour by going through it. Isn't it great to know that you can take a class, a continuing education class, receiving those hours, and then transform your life? I invite you to do that and register and enroll. And the link is below in the description. And again, I know this was a little different today, but it's all right. We're going to get through it. You become aware and you take those actions so that you can transform your life and not have those costs what the others were listed in that peer-reviewed study or any of the studies that were listed. You can change that narrative. If that is you, that narrative can change. Yes? All right. So our quote for today is, self-care has become a new priority. The revelation that is perfectly permissible to listen to your body and do what it needs. So until we gather again in the break room, one, I want you to be well and honor your self-care, number one, but honor your most valuable patient this week. Do that. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. So again, until we meet again here in the gather again in the break room, have a wonderful week.